All right, now we are live. My name is Eric Padreg. I am the project designer for Haphazard Projects. And here we are finally with episode 2 of a Numenera game. But the story so far is that the heroes, or adventurers, excuse me, the adventurers stumble upon news that a city is going through some very strange situations with women coming up missing, kids suffering through horrible mutations, and the latest incident, a building showing up just in the middle of nowhere, just in the blink of an eye. Um, so the adventurers basically spent the first session investigating, talking to the villagers, and eventually got up to this new building that had popped up. And once they managed to get inside, they find that the entire building is basically hiding an artifact that the Aeon priests are trying to get control of. That's the short and skinny. Now I'm going to let the players introduce themselves and introduce their characters, say a little bit, and then we'll get started. So,
I'm Joe Carl, and I am playing an empathetic nano who works miracles. I am a short Asian character named Zephyr the Tauren, and I own a vineyard, or my family owns a vineyard that's well trusted, and I have recently discovered the Aeon priests trying to take control over an artifact, and have been informed that I was killed a couple days ago. So now I'm intrigued.
that is right. When the original 3 adventurers walked in, they were like, "We killed you," I thought. So yeah, they have to figure out what's going on with that too. Anyway, we also have a new player. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and your character?
I'm Marty Green. I'll be playing Cleon, a mystical Jack who explores dark places. As it turns out, I've known it's Zeph, right?
Zephyr.
Zephyr from
Yes.
previous adventures. So he's an kind of an old acquaintance of mine, and I've just been called to this town by him actually to help him out to explore. I haven't gotten too far into that character yet, so.
That's all right. We just, want to know basically, the bare bones of things. But would you mind if I threw you a slight curveball just to make things interesting tonight?
Fine by me.
Okay. Nothing has changed as far as, the background that you just gave and whatnot, with one minor detail. Okay. You were probably the one that actually, told the group, hey, there's some weird stuff going on here. I'll meet you there. And when the main group gets there, you're nowhere to be found. And fast forward a bit to meeting the Aeon priests. Zephyr kind of looks in the back, and he sees your character basically, lying back in shackles. Looks like you've been dead for at least a couple of days. But
This is going to be one mighty miracle.
no. It's just a matter of, asking the right question at the right time. There's a very logical explanation for this. But anyway, So you'll just have to wait just a few quick minutes before we actually bring you into the plot.
All right, so basically, I
So
formed the group, was captured and killed.
pretty much.
You are dead.
Yeah, your character is dead at this moment,
Okay,
but that's going to change quick.
Okay.
I hope so.
So,
Otherwise, it's a short story.
yeah, and what fun is that? You made a character so you could be dead and not play it?
Wouldn't be the first time.
Oh my god. Seriously? I'm so sorry about that. But
There
so
was an adventure where the entire party was disembodied heads in jars. That's a
yeah,
published adventure someplace.
yeah. I remember somebody telling me that.
Anyways, let's stay on topic.
Yeah. So your other teammates they didn't or they couldn't follow you inside. So right now, Joe, it's just you, these two Aeon priests, and a friend of yours dead in shackles in one of the far corners of the building. This artifact, it's kind of like if you can imagine a pyramid that is actually curves that come out and spiral, and I can't even get this on camera, and it just spirals up until it's about at chest level, and that's where the light seems to be emanating from. And yeah, so basically the one of the Aeon priests says, what are you doing here? I mean, this is not the way this happened. You're supposed to be dead.
Well, clearly there's something wrong with your observations, but what do you mean shouldn't have happened and I'm supposed to be dead? Are you playing with time here somehow?
No, that's against the rules of our order.
Well, clearly something's going wrong here. You want to explain what's going on? We mean no offense. We're not trying to do anything wrong here. But
We? Who's we? You walked in
I
here
have
by
two
yourself.
friends outside. They were not able to enter this edifice.
Are you sure about that?
Uh, no, I'm not sure about anything right now. What I do know is the village down below can now observe this facility, and strange things are happening down there. Great amount of fear is emanating from this building. Are you aware of that?
We and one of them starts to explain stuff, and he literally gets far enough just saying, "Well, we," and the other priest, basically, clears his throat, and the one that was about to talk is instantly shut up.
Okay.
And so the one that appears to be of higher rank looks at you, just like you're a fly on the wall. The wallpaper behind you is more interesting, is the way this guy's looking at you. And he just says, we're under orders, and you don't come into those orders in any way. So, quite frankly, this is indeed none of your business.
I think you've made a mistake.
Excuse me?
Am I supposed to be here or not? You just said I'm supposed to be dead. I'm not supposed to be here. There's something wrong with your orders. I'm not in your realm of experience. You've made a mistake.
No. Yesterday, we hung you and a few others right there. And he points up to a very thick beam of wood. where the nooses were hanging.
I feel
Um,
my neck.
no, your
No
neck
rope
seems
burns?
fine.
No rope burns?
Uh,
Nothing.
no rope burns, nothing. Um, but yeah, there were, um, you know, several people that were obviously up there, and looks like they were cut down with very dull knives. Um, give me give me a perception skill check, and your difficult or it's a level 3, so your difficulty will be 9.
Okay, I am trained in sensing other people's emotions and discerning
Mm,
disposition. I can get
no,
a
this
hunch
is
about people.
no. What we're looking for here is straight observation, like your 5 normal senses.
Well, I'm trained in identifying lies and social interaction, so I'll just do a roll. Uh, and that's just one. 15. I rolled a
Um,
15, and that's an intelligence with an edge 1. I don't know what that means.
that only comes in if you're spending points to lower your difficulty.
I see. Okay.
But um, this guy, the priest that you're speaking to, um, he knows what he's talking about. What he is talking about, he firmly believes. You get the idea that the other priest knows the exact same thing, and that they expect for you
You
to be dead because they hung you yesterday, along with 3 other people.
is he one of them? And I point to Cleon, the dead guy in the room. Do I see him? I assume I
Yeah,
saw him.
yeah, you saw him when you came in. He was in one of the far corners. Um, so yeah,
He's
you
the one
see
that's
him.
called me here.
Well, he must have done it before yesterday.
So he was hung with me. What did
Yeah,
you do
and
with our bodies, may I ask?
well, everyone was buried with the exception of this one. We were gonna try. We ran into. Why are we talking to him? I'm sorry, and there's some back and forth between the two of them. And the higher ranking priest looks up again and says, just leave. Don't make us have to react to this situation, because as far as we know, you're already dead, which means that we must have the upper hand on you.
I could believe that. But if I've come back to life once, what makes you think it won't happen again?
We're
I'll
giving
leave
you a
if you
chance.
bring him back to life.
We had nothing to do with your current situation. Our awareness of
Wait a
you was,
minute. I thought you said you knew everything that was going on here. Did you just admit you don't know what's going on?
look, our knowledge of what was going on with you ended with your neck snapped. We've been working on other things since then. Now, I've told you more than enough. I apologize, but the priesthood has this well in hand. Please let yourself out.
Where did you dispose of my body? Just a little bit more information and I'll be out of your hair.
They buried you down in their cemetery in that town.
Do you mind if we bury Cleon as well?
Actually, that would be a small favor for us, so yes. We've been too busy to do it ourselves.
I will do that then.
Okay.
All right. How many people are in here?
Um, it's just the 2 Aeon priests and you guys right now.
Okay. And Aeon priests are human, I assume?
Everybody's human, more or less. There are very few unique races, but yeah, they're both human, and they look normal
So
human. You know,
there's no impression that there's anybody but these two here.
correct.
Okay. How big is this room?
The room is actually the building itself.
Oh,
Um,
so there's no exits or anything. It's just one door in, and it's the entire room.
um, Basically, I mean, you were told it had 2 points of entry. Um, you obviously, found out that they weren't the points of entry that you thought they were. Um, and you ended up finding out about the hidden door. But from what you're seeing on the inside is there's only that one way in or out. There's no window where a window was supposed to be. You see
Okay.
nothing. You don't see anything on the interior suggesting anything about the fountain.
I have an idea that I'd like to try. I assume they've given me permission to pick up Cleon and leave the building and bury him. Is that correct?
Well, no, the Aeon priests have already said, you can go ahead and take them, but yeah, you'll need some sort of permission from, the village elders or the villager.
All right. So
Yeah, I can't even talk
I can
straight
pick up his
tonight.
body and go. I can
What's
pick
that?
up his body and
Yeah,
go.
absolutely.
All right. I have a cipher that is a mental scrambler. 2 rounds after I activate it, and it'll last for 1 minute, will scramble all mental processes so they cannot see or hear.
Okay.
What I would like to do is pick up Cleon and drop the cipher activating it near the 2 Aeon priests. And then I'm going to get out of range as I drag Cleon away. And then watch them go deaf, dumb, and blind for a minute. And then I'm going to knock them out from a distance with my whip.
Okay. Um, well, you shoulder your friend, easy, just like fireman's carry. Um, Give me. Do you have any sleight of hand or stealth?
Do I?
Yes.
I have empathy. No, I work miracles. I don't. I don't do
Okay.
sleight of hand.
Okay.
Uh,
And you don't have any stealth abilities at all?
no, I don't. I do have scan. Um,
Yeah, but that's an esoteric. I was looking for a skill check here.
no, I do not have. I
Okay.
don't have any ability to do people.
Oh, that's not what you were trying to do.
No, I know.
The
I'm trying.
situation is
Actually,
you're
yeah.
trying to subtly drop something without them noticing that you dropped it, and then continue to get on your way.
Right.
So the question is, does it get their attention or does it not?
Well,
This
it's also, do I have the confidence to be able to pull it off? Because if they are going to ignore me and they will let me walk
Yeah,
away from them,
right. But
yeah,
the other half of it is, are they going to see this metal spike hit the ground?
yeah.
So you don't have any skills that can help you, but you can spend effort. Um, and this is going to be a difficulty 6.
So that's an 18.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So to spend effort,
You can only spend your edge. Oh no, your effort is 1, correct?
right?
That means you can only spend 1 point per action. and it costs 3 points to lower the difficulty by 1. But what is your edge?
I have an effort with an edge of 1, and an intellect with an edge of 1.
All right. Well, this is actually going to be speed based.
Speed,
have
I have
yeah.
12. No edge.
Yeah, this comes down to you would have to spend 3 effort or 3 points from your speed pool. In
I'm
order
willing to
get,
spend 3 points from my speed pool.
What's that?
I am willing to do that.
Okay, that'll lower your difficulty by 1. So instead of a 6, you got a 5, so you have to roll a 15 or higher.
Okay.
So when do you get those points back? At the end of the day?
No, it's you have to actually rest. Let me see here. I've got the
And
there you get 4 recovery rolls basically in the course of a session. The first one takes 1 action. The second one is 10 minutes. The third one takes 1 hour, and the fourth one takes 10 hours.
All right.
So, and it's pretty easy. You just, you roll a die, and whatever number comes back, you can put it in whichever attribute category you want.
okay, now I believe I can spend experience to be able to get multiple rolls, to re-roll.
You would be absolutely correct. That is one of the short-term benefits of XP.
So I have a target of 15.
Just a second. I'll be able to tell you exactly how that works. I'm going to have to go back and reread this book. I mean, just reading this book is fun. Okay, the easiest, most forward way for a player to use XP is to re-roll any roll of the game, even if that roll is one that
I can't
you
hear
did
you.
not make. What?
I cannot hear you.
Sorry. You can spend 1 XP to re-roll any roll in the game. It does not have to be one that you make yourself.
Okay.
You can make a bad guy roll again.
Oh, good.
See. The player can re-roll and use either the new roll or the original, whichever is better. You can continue to spend XP on such rolls, but that quickly, becomes expensive. It's a good way to prevent a disaster, but it's not a good idea to use lots of XP to re-roll single actions. And you can spend 1 XP to refuse a GM intrusion. So those are the 1-point bonuses.
Right.
So yeah, you can re-roll just by spending that.
If it doesn't work, so I roll a 12, I'm going to use the re-roll. Oops. Let's put the 1 there. And I roll a 20.
Wow. So this goes better than you had hoped. When you hit a 20, it's
Major.
great significant. You get basically an addition that goes in your favor. So you pretty much you don't even pick up your friend over your shoulder. You just scoop your arm under one of his arms and make a big show of dragging him, but in your right hand, basically further away from their backs, you just drop the spike right there, and you just keep dragging him. And by the time you get the door open, it's starting to activate. Good Lord, I can't talk today. So you need to make a roll to make sure that your Numenera acts properly. What level is it?
It's a level 3.
Oh, that's average difficulty then. You only have to roll a 9.
Yeah, let me go find that sucker. Yeah, it's a level 3 cipher.
Yeah. So
Need to roll a 9. I roll a 2.
okay. All right. This is what happens, okay? Now, you drop the spike, and you pull your friend out of the room, and you turn around, and you look at one of the priests, and say, "Oh, look, I dropped something. Do you mind picking that up for me?" And one of them walks a little bit closer, and the other one, who was standing right there, just picks up the spike right as it goes off. Apparently, the way he grabbed it, he must have pushed a couple of buttons, but that is exactly what happened. It went off. He instantly drops it, and the two priests are just sitting there like they're wailing, but they can't actually project sound through the throat and mouth. And their hands up to their ears, and I mean, obvious that they're like 12 ways into suffering. So even though you couldn't activate it, they ended up basically activating it for you, for your major effect, basically. And since you had also spent effort trying to get this thing set up, so normally I'm not going to be the one to explain things like that, but 9 times out of 10 I'm going to be like, okay, what'd you do? How did you succeed? How did you fail? Whatever. But when it comes to intrusions and rolling maximum situations and stuff like that, I'll take care of that. But you got your friend out of there, and the two Aeon priests are just completely knucking futs. So,
Am I able to run back in and steal that artifact from them?
no, it seems like it's actually attached to
Okay.
basically a raised dais.
Okay. Well, since these guys are incapacitated for 2 rounds, 2 minutes, how long is this? For
You
1
said
minute.
minutes.
One
Yeah.
minute, they are incapacitated. I'll move quickly back into their room and with the butt of my whip, hit them in the base of the head, knocking them both out. I want incapacitated Aeon priests here. I'm going to tie them up while they're knocked out, and while they are...
Okay, well, yeah, average difficulty of 3 to be able to knock them out, with just one blow. Otherwise, it's going to get really messy.
Well, I got a minute to do it, so...
Yeah, I know,
Okay.
but if you just sit there and bludgeon the back of the head and he doesn't pass out,
15. This is the first roll.
All right, roll it for the second one.
A 3.
Let me see here. The guy actually just in his flailing,
He dodged out of the way just as I was about to strike him.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, in his deaf, dumb, and mute little dance here, he moved out of the way.
Okay. So he gets out of the way. Did you drop Your friend just at the door, what, at the
Yeah,
threshold?
at the exit. I moved him towards the exit, and then once the device went off, I moved back into the room.
Okay, so he's still in the building with you.
Yes, he's still in the room.
Okay, all right. Well, he's just sitting there thrashing around, and I'll give you 2 more checks over the course of the time that they're
Sure.
phasming.
That
You know,
I finally get a 12.
that would do it. So
Okay.
you hit him with the whip.
Yeah, the butt of the hit, knock
Yeah,
him out.
yeah.
He hits the ground hard. Ooh, sorry, dude.
A little bit harder than you wanted to hit him. But yeah,
Yeah, he hit the ground hard. His head hitting it. So I will truss their arms up and hands and incapacitate them. Um, I'll allow them to talk, but I want their hands securely bound so that they can't do anything with it.
Okay.
I'll take any ciphers that they have on them and move them away.
Okay. The high-ranking priest has 2 ciphers. The younger one only has 1. They both have an oddity, and between the 2, you find like 17 shins.
I'm taking it from them. These guys don't deserve it.
So basically, the only thing you can tie them to is the rafters. There's no interior support points, except for in the slightly arched roof. So.
Well, I think that's okay, especially because they've been hanging people here. There's got to be enough rope, so I'll put some rope around their neck and I'll throw it over the rafters, and I'll have the other end of it in my hand, and I'll let them know who's in charge when their mental faculties come back, which should be about now.
So you're not messing with the ciphers first. You're just waiting for them to.
No, I just wanted to kick them away. I'm not going to accidentally set something off. So I just kick them away so that they don't have any resources.
Okay, well, after about a groggy minute, the younger one kind of comes to. What? Oh no, you have
isn't this a strange turn of events?
You have no idea what you just stepped into. You've
been dead for a day, and now you come back to life. Very interesting.
The only problem with that is the fact that I know you're lying.
Well, you're gonna be dead if you don't give me answers. The rope around your neck, you'll notice, goes up to that beam. I've got the other end of the rope. I'm strong enough to hoist you off the ground. Your disrespect has earned you this moment.
The lack of respect that you are inferring has nothing to do with us. You're not supposed to be here, plain and simple. And I'm just curious what's going to happen when a couple more priests head this way. I mean, they may not come today, they may not come tomorrow, it may be a month. But it doesn't matter if you kill us or you can beat the crap out of us, whatever. Okay, you're not supposed to be here. That is something that will change probably very soon. And it's about then that the other one wakes up, and his eyes just immediately open wide, and he he pretty much looks straight at you, and he's like, "Well, I tried to help you by giving you a chance to leave. It's all too late now." And he's got a big smile on his face.
I'd love some insight into what's going on in his head. That
I mean, if you want to make a roll for it,
I'll take it. I mean, I'm trained in getting hunches about people. Why does he think he has the upper edge?
it's going to be difficulty 4, which
Okay.
you have the skill for, which will lower it down to difficulty 3.
Okay. And it's an intellect test.
Yes.
So I'll put some effort into really trying to understand what's going on here. Why he would think that he has the upper edge when I've got a noose around his neck.
You have to spend 2 intellect points. The other one is covered by your edge. And that will lower it again by 1 step. So difficulty 2, you've only got to roll a 4. No, it's not a 4. What am I thinking? It's a 6. I stepped into a different universe there for a moment.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, I only roll a 4, so I'm not getting any insight.
Oh gosh. So after a few seconds, the older priest kind of looks at you and just kind of starts to laugh under his breath.
All right. At that point, I'm just going to pull on the ropes and just cut off his air. I don't like his attitude. I'm going to have him on his toes and keep tension on the ropes while I go over to my dead friend, and I'm going to exit this building. And I'll leave them on their toes, trying to figure out how to get away from this with their hands tied.
Okay.
So.
And basically, they get up on their toes, and they're both looking at you like the cat that just got the canary. But you manage to rig up the rope, and you drag your friend outside. And as soon as he's across the threshold, he wakes up. So
what happened here?
I don't know.
I remember calling you guys to meet up. We were going to go exploring. Next thing I know, I'm looking at you.
Well, if you look across the room, you'll see 2 Aeon priests that look like are cats eating a canary. I'm distinctly uncomfortable here. I'm not sure what's happening. But you're back to life, and you were dead just a little bit ago.
What? I was dead?
As
I don't remember that.
that smell is not bad BO. It's rot.
Are you sure? I haven't showered in a while.
Okay, well, I've never smelled you this bad in my experience. So.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
Well, we need to act quickly. I don't need to make enemies of Aeon priests. And I don't know when more reinforcements will be coming. This building seems to jump locations.
Why were you making enemies? What'd you do?
They're not giving me enough information to know what's going on here. I'll tell you what. I believe this building's ready to jump anyways. Let's step out it, and they'll be gone in no time.
Can we tell how much time's left on the building? Is there any way to tell that?
I don't know.
All right, because I'm assuming when I come back to life, do I have everything that's on me?
Yep.
Well, we could take a chance and go back in and see if I can get this injector to work. I'm told it induces truth for a minute.
Well, we better act quickly if you want that opportunity, because there's only 2 of them in there, and
Do you think they have valuable information, or do you think we can get better information somewhere else?
I have no insight on that. There's a device in there. It's emanating energy. I didn't get a chance to scan it. I don't know.
Well, what's the worst that could happen? We teleport with the building?
Teleport to a place that we don't know and have no friends. At least there's a village down below.
Well, yeah, but like we haven't been places where we don't know anybody before. Remember that night in Istanbul?
Fondly. At least the parts that I do remember.
Well, yeah, we can go back and whiz more, but otherwise we can try to see if this building's going to stay.
We could try it. I didn't die when I went back in there, so now that you've come back to life, you must. Do you feel well enough right now?
Well, I think I feel okay. I don't feel like I've been slimed or anything. So, I say we go back in. You said you had an argument with them and you tied them up?
I did get the better of them.
Well, let's go.
Well, the saying is, you only live once, but, who knows? Let's try it.
Let's go back in. Let's see what we can see.
Okay.
So walk back into the room. The artifact's in the center of the room?
Yes, it is. And I need to throw a GM intrusion into the mix as well.
Woohoo!
And this, let me see. Technically, I could give it to either one of you, but Martin was the one that kind of stepped on his own tongue here. When you guys come in, you see the Aeon priests, they've managed to get out of their bonds, and they're straightening up themselves and pulling out some type of crystal about yay big. They have one each. And the older priest sits there and says, you know what, if you had kept on walking, well, that would have been method 2 of you getting out of here safe. Now, I don't think it's going to happen. So, what happens when there's a GM intrusion is I give 2 XP to the person.
Oh, Shanna.
Sorry. I give 2 XP to the person who I'm inflicting it upon. But that person only gets to keep 1 XP. He has to give the other XP to someone who has helped him or done something significant to earn that point of XP. But it's earning in the player's eyes, not mine. So, of course, you only have one other player in the session, so it makes it kind of obvious. Anyway, let me see here. Where'd I go? Okay, so we're going to need initiative checks for you guys. So, let me see here.
Speed?
Well, yes. This is going to be difficulty. I'll just keep it with the higher ranked priest. It's going to be a difficulty 4. So you'll have to roll a 12 or higher.
All right.
I roll a 3.
Okay.
Lovely. Roll a 1.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
Okay, yeah, so you guys were completely taken by surprise.
They got out of those bonds quickly.
Well, okay. Excuse me. My throat's been bothering me like all night tonight. So I apologize for that. Um, but you guys basically stand there with your jaws dropped on the ground, like, how in the hell did this happen? And the elder priest takes that globe and pushes two buttons on it, and it basically grows to the size of like a lance, but it's spitting electricity. And the other one pushes one button on his crystal, and takes the shape of some kind of ray gun. And since they get to act first, the elder priest is going to step in and try and stab uh, Zephyr. It is a difficulty 5 to get out of the way of the attack. You can, if you have dodge or evade or anything like that as a skill.
I don't have those. I am the healer of the group. I roll a 9. I do not get out of the way.
So, are you going to attempt to dodge?
Well, of course I am attempting to dodge, but
You don't have
I don't
anything to
understand.
lower it? Yeah.
How do I lower it?
Well, you would have to have a skill or something like that, or
I don't have a skill.
that's what I was getting at, or you could spend effort.
I thought I already spent my effort.
That was for another task.
Do I always have one effort? Is that, or the one in my effort means that's the most I can spend?
Okay. First, you have your effort. Okay, and that will tell you how many. No, I'm getting this backed up. Let me just check the GM screen. I'm getting it backed up. And they don't actually have it on here. Crap. One second. I'm going to go through the player's guide since it's a much shorter book and has all the rules you need. Okay. Okay, when your character really needs to accomplish a task, you can apply effort. For beginning character, apply effort. I can't even read. Applying effort requires you to spend 3 points from the stat pool appropriate for the action. However, your edge is also important. Your edge reduces the cost, reducing how many points it is for effort itself. Let me see here. Let's increase. Oh,
So
here
I'd
it
have
is.
to give a justification for spending some speed or intellect, and the only
No,
thing I
you
can
just-
think of is
No, all you would have to do is say, okay, I'm trying to get out of the way. Additional level of effort reduces the difficulty by another step. But you only have first tier, which means you can only apply one level of effort to a roll. So yeah, you can
right.
use it as much as you want to. It just has to be on different rolls.
I see. All right. Well, then clearly I will use effort here because I'm in trouble if I don't.
Yeah, and since your
with a
edge.
great deal of speed, I dive to the floor.
Okay, now with your edge of 2, just that's 1 from your speed. 1 point of speed you have to spend.
I don't have edge in speed.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No, my edge is in intellect.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it costs 3. Correct?
Yeah. Okay. Um. All right. Well, you've got to be a target number 15.
I thought I
I
spent edge on it. It should be 12 now. All
12
right,
now.
I
You're
spent
right.
so it
Sorry.
should be 12. It's okay. Let's see what I get. 16. I didn't even need to spend the
Wow.
effort, but I jump out of the way.
All right. You said 16. Oh, that
16.
was.
I slide across the floor.
If you had gotten a 17 or higher, you would have gotten effects, which would have really made things nice. Um, so let me see here. Now it's going to be the junior priest. He is going to bring up his ray gun to your friend, the newbie of the group, and to dodge that is going to be a level 4. He pulls the trigger, and this streamlined beam of like blue energy just zips right between the space of the nozzle of his gun, pretty much straight to your chest. So
All right.
since it's a difficulty 4, that means you have to roll a 12 or higher.
All right. I am actually trained without armor, so I get a speed defense actions when not wearing armor, and since I'm not wearing armor.
Oh, okay. So then that'll lower you to a difficulty 3. You'll have to roll a 9 or higher.
If I spend my edge I have in speed, do I get to spend the edge again later at a different encounter?
No,
Or
you
is
don't
this
spend
one-
edge.
All right.
Edge is something that saves you from spending might. What is it? It's
Okay.
effort. So the cost for effort is 3 of your target, and if you have edge of 1, it only costs 2. If you have edge of 2, it only costs 1.
All
If
right.
you
So
have edge of 3, it's
I'm at a
free.
9 right now. I don't think I need to spend anything.
That's 50-50
No.
chance.
I suppose I could spend speed.
Yes, you can.
Might as well spend a speed and have an edge in that, so I have to spend 1 speed
2.
2.
down to 11.
The cost is 3. Your edge reduces it by 1.
All right, rolling. Oh, great. I'm rolling another 1. Who
Oh
put
my
the
God.
gap in?
You might want to use your XP to re-roll.
Yeah, but he doesn't have any XP. I'll use one of my XP. Oh yeah, you do have XP. You have 1.
Yeah,
I do?
both of you have 1.
Yeah, he gave you 2 XP.
For the
So you have
junior
1
choosing.
because you have to give 1 away.
Oh, yeah. All right, I'll use the XP then. Sorry.
No,
Roll
it's
it
all right.
again.
Now, when you roll, you still have your speed effort activated. Don't forget that.
All right. Because I spent the 3, so I was down to a 2. So it's a 6 I need.
No, it was.
Started at 4. I have speed defense lowered it to 3.
So it's a 9 is what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then, well, then why did I spend the speed points?
You spent the speed point to bring it down 1 more, so it's a target of a 6.
All right. 19.
Now you get a benefit from that because a 19 is an
Yes, you
extraordinary
do.
result.
All right, let me see here because I actually have that right in front of me. You got a 19.
Yep.
That is an awesome roll right there. So basically, it's a minor effect. You get a minor effect in addition to the normal results of the task if it was not an attack. If it was an attack, it deals an additional 3 points of damage. But it can be things like hitting a certain part of the body, knockback, move past him, or distract. Things that will give you an advantage, but it's not like you can just kill him with one hit, you know?
All right. So I'm thinking as soon as I saw the trigger finger go, the beam of light start, I quickly dodge to the right. And if I can, I grab the whip out to try to uh, send it out to grab his ankle to trip him as I'm
Oh,
rolling away.
Okay, so when you make your attack to trip him, you will have an assist, which will give you another. It will lower your difficulty by another one to hit this guy. Basically, what's basically happening here is you completely line this guy up for your next hit.
Okay.
And I believe that's no, it's not now. Now it is. That's Joe's turn, I believe. Or did Joe? Did you roll the one?
I rolled the 2-1.
no. He rolled the 1, and then he did a re-roll, and he rolled the 19. So
For
he got the
initiative.
assist. So far, we've just defended.
Yeah, for initiative,
Right.
Neither
I
of us
rolled
have
a 1.
gone.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. Which one of you act first?
Joe would
But-
act first because I rolled a 1 on my initiative.
Yeah, that's what I
Ah,
thought.
so, okay, so you're saying it's my turn.
Yes.
All right. Well, as I slid across the floor, I roll over onto my back and pull out my whip as well. I will lash out at the elder and take hold of his weapon and pull it out of his hand if I can.
Okay. All right. Well, the difficulty is going to be 5. Because he is a level 5 NPC. So you'll have to get lower than or 15 or lower.
19.
No, it's wow.
So I did pretty good there.
Yeah, it's too bad that wasn't an attack, because that would have given you bonus damage.
Well, then I'll grab onto his wrist as well and pull him off his feet, making him drop the weapon.
Okay, I'll give it to you. It's going to be a light attack though, since it's more or less
That's
hand to
fine.
hand. So you do 4 points of damage to him. And
Now, where does this damage go to?
it comes out of his stat pools. Since you did physical damage to him, that comes out of his might pool.
Okay.
He's choking on some dirt and whatnot, and then he realizes you're trying to yank the lancer from him. So now it's just going to be.
I would have assumed he dropped it with a 19.
No, not really. You'll see why, obviously, because
Okay.
you're going to be able to beat him, I'm sure. He actually has an inability with strength-based actions, which means he's at a negative for that. Now that means he has a difficulty 4 to overcome to snatch that lance out of his hands.
He's got a disability with might, strength.
He does,
test?
yes. Which puts him
And it's
puts him
harder
at a-
for me to pull it out of his hand because of that?
No, it's easier for you to do it. Normally, he acts with a strength,
Might.
with his might, but you know how skills give you a +1 shift, specializations. Yeah, this guy's got an inability, which is basically 1 lower. So his difficulty went from a 5 to a 4, but just in this action.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So you
Okay.
only have to roll 12. Are you trained with the whip?
Yes.
Okay, so you have training for that. That brings it down again to a difficulty target number of 9. Do you have anything else that you wanted to throw in here? Do you have a spell, or not a spell, but a skill for
I
disarming
don't. I'm
attacks?
trained in whip, but that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, difficulty level 4. Let's see you hit a 12.
But I'm trained in whip, so it's difficulty 3. But I need to roll a 9.
Yes, you're correct.
Okay.
Another reason why I need to go back and read the books. I mean, I just played a session a couple of days ago, but it probably wouldn't hurt me too much to go back and read. So, what'd you get?
My thing's not behaving now.
Why did you just use Dice Stream?
I'm trying to. It's my mouse is misbehaving. Somehow I've got a scroll bar going. It's not behaving like a scroll bar, and it won't let me use Dice Stream. So minimize that, pull it back up. What the heck is going on here? It won't let me do it.
Why don't you let Martin roll for you for right now?
Yeah, you want to roll for me, Marty?
All
I
right,
try to figure out what is going on.
here we go. Don't blame me if it's bad. 12.
That's on the money.
Good enough.
That's on the money. So, you yank the lancer straight out of the elder priest's hands, and it comes darting towards you right there at the ground. You can even just reach down and pick it up in this same action, or this same round, I should say. So, are you gonna leave it on the ground for now, or are you gonna pick it up?
I'll leave it on the ground for now, because if he needs to come across for it, he's going to get a foot in the face.
Okay. All right. Of course, now that would make it Martin's turn.
All right, I got the whip wrapped around his ankle, and as I come up onto my knees or feet or get my balance back, I'm going to yank on that thing as hard as I can with my mighty 10 strength and try to take him off his feet and see what happens.
Okay. So you're basically doing a trip attack.
Yeah, with my whip.
Yes.
I'm practiced in it. Is that different than trained? Because my skills just say I'm practiced with light and medium weapons.
No, if you're practiced with it, that just means you don't have penalty.
Okay.
You have to have training to give you a bonus, and then specialization will give you double bonus.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just practiced. I'm not trained.
Yes, but
So
I do believe you're getting.
I'm getting 1 to the attack roll from the previous roll. So you said it was a 3 or a 4?
It's 4. Yeah, it's gonna be 3.
It's a 3, and that was before I took off 1 for the bonus attack I get to the dice roll.
No, it was 4. You lowered it to a 3.
Okay. All right, rolling.
Sorry, I'm back. Google Plus was freaking out on me, so I had to reload the whole thing.
Hey, there you are. You got your camera on.
Yeah, I'm turning it off.
Jeez.
All right, I missed a number by 1.
Oh.
Does he need it?
No, wait. You said it was a 3?
Yeah.
So I
Target's
rolled
9.
11, so I did get over it.
I thought you said you rolled a 3.
No, I rolled an 11. I thought it was a 4, but then I remembered you lowered the thing to 3, which makes it a 9.
Oh yeah. Okay, I see.
I was thinking I had to get to 12.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. My bad. All right. You give the whip, just pretty much pulling back with all of your weight and taking a step back at the same time. And this guy loses grip on his pistol, and you pull him forward like a good 5 feet with that step back that you did. And he's madly reaching around with both hands trying to get something that's on his belt somewhere.
No, it's not on
Uh,
his belt. It's on the floor over there unless you picked everything back up already.
well, he's trying to find something.
All right.
So we got their turn. This is where things get interesting. The elder priest looks up, sees the lancer down on the ground right in front of you, and he just kind of
Just stay down. I don't want to hurt you.
He
I just want
literally
answers.
he looks at you like this, and you see his hand just reach out, and the lancer is literally jumping back into his hand.
Well, I'm going to use my whip on his face then.
And slap him in the face. Hope that breaks his concentration.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, did I break your concentration? So the difficulty for this is going to be a 3. So you don't have to worry about getting a 9.
I need one of these rolls. There we go. I rolled a 9.
Perfect.
Perfect.
So basically, you snagged it, and you could feel, like it almost was like a bear pulling the lancer from the other way, but you managed to pull it right up to you. I mean, it's still coiled in the whip right there around your hand.
I'm going to talk to the elder as this is going on. Friend, I don't want to have to kill you. I'm against taking life. All I want is answers, and then we'll go. Quit being an asshole.
You're the one pressing this matter. I told
You're
you.
the one that I can kill.
You just said you just contradicted yourself right there.
I don't want to have to.
You don't belong here. Other than that, I cannot tell you anything. Turn around and leave before you regret it. Turn around and leave now, and we'll consider the matter closed.
What is the urgency? You're causing all sorts of havoc around here, and it needs to stop.
I have no idea what you're talking about. We haven't done anything to this town.
You've been unaware of the effects you've been having on the town around us.
You truly have no idea.
Then spell it out to me.
His answers to reach out and lunge like he's throwing a haymaker, and you feel this big rush of air. It feels like a hydraulic press is about to just go off on your head. So you need to make a might defense roll, and the difficulty is going to be 6.
Might defense 6. It's an 18.
Yes.
Okay, so he's basically throwing a punch into the air, and I feel it. There's nothing to do.
You feel. Oh well, no. You can soak it if you'd rather dodge it. I'm sorry. You can also do that, but the dodge is going to be harder because you
well,
can't.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see how I can dodge it. Okay, so I roll an 18. Is what I need to roll. I roll a 7.
Well, that's not so good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he pretty much, he says his spiel, and you just feel this huge impact. And you're going to take 5 points of damage. It's the equivalent of a medium weapon attack.
All right, so I take 4 points of damage because I'm warded.
Ah, yes, of course.
That hurt.
He pulls back his arm like he can throw another one. However, we need to deal with Martin real quick. who has basically a free action because this guy's on the ground groping at the air.
All right. How far away am I from him currently? Because I
Like,
took a step back and he came 5 feet forward.
yeah, he's literally maybe 3 or 4 feet ahead of you. I mean, you close the distance, but damn it.
All right.
And he's prone.
Yes, he is prone.
Well, so's my guy too, but he can throw haymakers from the ground.
Well, seeing what's kind of going on with Zephyr, I'm like, Zephyr, you having a little problem over there? I'm gonna take my guy and I'm gonna try to use my whip that's still attached to his leg and flip him over onto his stomach.
Okay. Well, his normal resistance to that, I don't see how he would have any other type of resistances. So that's going to be a difficulty 5.
All right. Huh. This would be a might check?
No, he has to roll to resist it.
Oh.
So his difficulty is a 5, so
Yeah.
All right.
otherwise it happens.
An 18. My dice don't like me.
What now?
My dice don't like me.
It's an 18.
Yeah, an 18 is good, dude.
Oh.
You know,
Right.
if you had gotten 15 or lower, then he would have wiggled out. But you
I got
got
it backwards.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was the other way.
no. You always want to roll high, always. I never roll dice. So if one of my guys is attacking you, you're rolling to defend yourself. If you're attacking someone, you roll to attack whoever. I was resisting your effort.
All right.
I failed because you rolled higher. So
You did
basically, you flip your whip and twist it around to where this guy's on his gut. He's spitting out dirt, and you can see a little bit of blood coming out of his nose, how hard he hit the ground. And then make your comment to Zephyr.
Come on, Zeph. I'm getting my guy. Were you having problems over there?
Yeah, well, I took the big fish.
Okay. All right, I'm going to call that a round. So we're like on round 3, I believe.
Something
Yeah, it's either 3 or 4. I'll just say 3. So the elder priest looks up at you, and he's just shaking. You can see the red in his eyes, how angry he is, and he pulls back like he's going to do another haymaker, but he puts his arm in a different position, and just comes down with an overhand, and you still get that rush of air
I'm
movement.
rolling out of the way if I can.
Yeah, it's coming straight down on top of your head. So yeah, you can attempt to dodge.
I have to.
But you can't see it coming. You know it's coming, but you have no basis to time it. So that's going to be difficulty 6.
No, it's an 18, but
Wait, no, he's level 4, so it would be difficulty 5 for this. My bad.
well, I'm watching him carefully using my intellect and use some effort to watch his stroke to make sure that I can time it a little better so I know when it's coming and I roll out of the way. So
Okay.
will that lower it all? Especially because I've got empathy. I mean, this is what I do. I am empathetic and being able to read the motivations of others. So.
Oh yeah,
insight.
you can definitely try it. He is a level 5 NPC, so anything you're trying to do will go off a 15. and you said you're just trying to get a read on how he's using the power and get timing down so you can try and dodge.
Yes.
Okay. Um,
So
all right.
15 is
So,
what I need, but I've got empathy, so it should drop it.
do you have? I'm trying to think because there are better skills than empathy. Um,
Well, we just made the characters, so I mean, if there's other stuff I'm supposed to have, trained in sensing others' emotions, trained in discerning disposition, getting hunches about people, trained in social interactions, which has not served me well here. Uh, and that's all
You
I've
could
got.
have a hunch that he was throwing that punch and move.
Well, it's hunches
What?
about people, not their. I'm not sure.
Okay. You've got more than enough to bring the difficulty down to 4. And if you wanted to, you don't have any effort or edge in intellect, do you?
I have edge in intellect.
Okay. So you can spend points to lower it by 1 if you want, or you can just stick with where you're at.
Now I'll spend points to lower it. So
Okay.
I'll spend two intellect points to
Okay.
lower it.
Because you have an edge of 1, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And that gives me a difficulty 3.
Yes, it does. Just made this a lot easier.
Made 11.
Made 11?
And that just,
Awesome.
yes. And that just gives
Okay.
me the ability to dodge.
No, you're looking for a bonus to dodge.
Right.
Basically, you try to roll out of the way, but you're going to get hit. But it's going to be a glancing blow. You'll take 2 damage. But if your counting is correct, then you should have no problem dodging the next one. You feel very confident that you can dodge the next one. Okay?
Okay.
So
I take 2 points damage now, minus 1 because of my ward, so 1 point.
Yes.
And I only have 1 left.
What left?
1 might left.
Oh my god. Okay.
I only have 8 to start, and I kept everything from the last time we played, so I've been down since then.
Okay. Well, obviously, you guys need to survive this encounter and do a period of rest. So,
Alright.
Yeah, I've not had any rest since losing might since the last couple encounters.
Yeah.
So I left me down.
All right. So the Elder Priest does another overhead slam, and you start to feel the rush of air. You can spend effort on it if you want to, but you automatically are getting a +1 to dodge this. So that takes it from 6 to 5. If you want to spend speed, that take it down to a 4.
I will definitely spend speed to take it down to 4 since now I know when it's coming. So
Right.
I'll use that to dodge. And that's -3 there, so that takes me to 5.
As this is going on, can I get a line of sight on the Elder Priest's eyes where he's looking?
No, because his back is turned to you.
Okay.
Okay, so I need to roll a 12 or higher.
Yes.
That was a 2. I'm going to use experience to roll again. Whew. Well spent experience. Roll a 12.
Awesome. So you managed to whip to a side, and the Elder Priest just looks up at you like, how the hell did he do that?
Yeah.
So he's kind of taken aback by that. And then Martin.
Yep.
Your guy basically is on the floor. He's trying to whip himself back over to where he's on his back. I need you to make a perception check at difficulty. So we did difficulty 4.
Difficulty 4. All right. I don't really have anything unless searching would work, but I don't think that would work.
No, this is more perception.
So just a straight roll then.
Okay.
10.
Okay. So, he pushes off to where he's got his left arm up, and he throws something directly into your face that you almost don't see. So it might be a good idea to dodge this. Difficulty is going to be a 5.
All right.
Unarmed.
Or excuse me, it's going to be a 4. Because he's prone.
It's a 4, and I have speed defense, so it's now down to a 3.
Yes.
And then I can
Got it.
spend 2 speed points because I have an edge in it. Brings me down to 9 speed points, which lowers it to a 2.
6 or 3. Yeah, 6 is what you need to roll.
Yeah.
All right. 5.
Oh my lord.
All
All
that
that
effort
work
you
for
did
nothing.
Okay. I'm gonna give. Let me see here. I think I'm gonna do an intrusion. Yeah, I'm gonna make an intrusion on this. So, you'll get 2 XP, and you'll have to give 1 to
So it's one each.
to Joe. Yeah, it's basically 1 each. And basically, he turned, and this plastic or light glass vial hits you right in the face. And I need you to make a might check at resisting poison.
All right. What's the number I'm looking for? Or level?
This is going to be difficulty 4.
Difficulty 4, so 12. I'll spend 3 might points, bring me down to 7. So it's now a 3, so I got to roll 9 or higher.
Okay.
And 9
Yeah.
on the nose. So I passed that test.
Okay.
That was a well spent 3.
You see like this purplish mist floating around your face, and a very weird smell. And so you have no idea what it is, but it screws around with your vision a little bit. That's about it. So it actually had no effect on you, which is good. The elder, he's just completely in awe of what just happened, and he looks at you. He looks up at Zephyr and says, "You know, I've never seen that done before, but let me see what you can do with this."
Does he get to go twice? Because I haven't gone yet.
He gets to act right now because of what he's using.
Okay.
He reaches down into his belt, and you hear a definite beeping. It's basically beep, 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 beep. And he pulls his hand away, and you see everything kind of start to move in slow motion, and he stands up, and you're trying to move, but you can't really seem to get your muscles to react the way you want them to. And then he turns around, he picks up the junior priest, and basically maintains tactile contact, and they start walking out of the building. However, at that point in time, everything seems to resume normal speed, which means that you get to go now. Go, Joe.
Where are they?
What's that?
Where are they?
They're right in front of the door. They're still inside the house or the building, but they're
Okay.
right at the threshold.
Okay. Well,
He just
must
used
have
like
done-
a level 9 cipher.
yeah.
How could you let him use a cipher, Joe? Cipher.
Well, I've got a level 10 cipher, which there's no way I'll ever be able to use.
That's not necessarily true. You can take the skill Numenera. You can specialize in it. That will
Well, I
take
do have the skill in
down to an
Numenera.
8. What's that?
I do have the skill in Numenera.
Okay, so that would drop it to 9. You specialize the skill, it would drop it to 8. Use effort, that would drop it to 7. Have
Still.
someone help you, or have a tool set that will help you. We'll lower that to a 6.
It's incredibly difficult.
Yeah, but I'm actually, if you were to do that now, if I'm within reach of you, because I can give you a +1 to, because we'd be doing the same action, working on that Numenera to get it to go off. And since I am also trained in the Numenera,
It's going to require too much effort. I don't have any ciphers that can help me at this point. So the best I can do is geez, why are they leaving this building? I'll use my whip and take the lesser. No, I'll use my whip and I'll hit the elder and try to take his feet out from underneath him. I'm going to trip him so that he cannot leave and give
So,
Marty
unarmed
a chance
combat?
to do something. What's that?
Unarmed strike? Or are you still
Well, it's
using the whip?
with my whip, so it's a light weapon.
Okay. All right, cool. So, let me see.
His back
gonna
is
be-
turned to me as he's walking out.
Yeah, but he still perceives you.
Okay.
The starting will be a 4. I forgot, but using light weapons.
Which I'm skilled at.
Yeah, using light weapons gives you a bonus. Reduces attack roll difficulty by 1 step,
Okay.
and that's just due to the weapon. So I forgot to tell you guys about that. I apologize, but basically,
We're still learning.
yeah. So it was 4. You get it down to 3 because of the whip.
Okay. All right.
Let's do it.
$15.
That
I
is-
whip it and I take his feet out from underneath him,
Oh yeah,
pushing him to the
goes-
ground.
He
Smack.
goes complete akimbo, just completely, and hits the ground like completely like spread out, and just all the air was knocked out of him. The younger one looks up out the door, looks down to the elder priest, and he just ignores the other priest and just bolts.
Okay, this can't be good.
But you've got him. You've got the elder priest down, and he's completely winded right now. I mean,
Jump on him. Cleon.
Well, my question is the hand gun that guy was using, the laser pistol, whatever you want to call it.
It's still at my feet.
It's at your feet or
it's
it's at mine?
useless. It's useless. It got used.
Okay.
Ciphers can only be used once unless it says otherwise.
All right. So then,
Now, you may want to keep it because you
Might recharge.
can use part. No, not recharging. Something that's even easier. Experiment with it to where you can try and come up with your own Numenera device.
Okay.
well, yeah, I figure we're gonna grab those two things, but my concern is, do I try and further not decapitate, but
Incapacitate.
hinder the elder, or do I worry about the guy leaving?
No, well, you choose, but I said jump on him.
All right, so seeing that he's down and he's winded, I'm presuming I'm within a couple strides and I can take a decent leap and land on his back to further knock the wind out of him and hold him down.
No, he's on his back.
All right, then I land on his stomach or chest area,
Yeah.
further winding him.
A knee to his chest.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. Just because you're calling your blow and trying to pick out a specific target, the difficulty is going to be 4. Normally, it would have been a 3. So
All right, that's fine. That's might or is that speed?
that can be either one. You can be fast enough to get over there, or you can just be strong enough to hold him down. Either way, either one you use, you land on top of the guy.
All right, I'll use speed, and we're calling it jumping. I'm trained in jumping.
Yep. So that'll take it down to a difficulty of 3.
And then, what the heck, I'll spend 2 points of speed because I have 1 in edge. Puts me at 7 for speed and lower it down to a 2. So it's now a 6 I need to roll.
Yep.
Of course, I roll a 3.
I'll use experience and let him roll that again.
All right.
Well, he had experience already.
Okay, well then if he wants
I'll
to do
use
it.
my experience first.
Okay.
16.
Much better. Yeah, you land right on top of him. You get your shin right there on his neck, to where with very minor movement you could crush his neck. You can just simply apply enough pressure and he'll have a hard time breathing. You can tell by the strength he has trying to get up. There's no way he could beat you just in physical strength.
All right.
And he's still, the wind's kind of knocked out of him, so he's still kind of.
I just basically, while I'm up there, looked down at him, it's time to give up, old man.
Yeah, he's out of it right now. He doesn't even know that you're speaking to him. His eyes are wide, and he's just.
Yeah, but it makes me feel better.
Well, yeah. I mean, if it
That's
makes you
all
feel
that
better, then
matters.
yes. Harass an old man who might have a heart attack.
Exactly.
Who knows? Okay, so
Okay.
he's down.
So do we notice anything going on within the building now? All right.
I'm going to scan that artifact in the middle of the room then.
I am glad you were finally able to do that.
I have not had a chance to
Oh, I know.
Well,
unobtrusively do it.
while he's scanning, I'm going to go pick up the other 2 Numeras they left behind to see if I can't tinker with them later.
Oh, yeah, the Lancer hasn't been used.
That's right.
The Lancer was not used, so the Lancer is a level 6 Numenera. It allows you to attack at range because it's like 6 foot
I don't
long.
have a recharger.
What's
Where
that?
is my other recharger? Because you got this one bound up. and I'm down to 9%.
I can't hear you. There's a lot of background noise somewhere.
That's not me.
What's going on?
All right, Joe?
I'm about to lose power because I'm downstairs, so I moved back upstairs, and there's noise here.
All right. So that was a level 6 lance.
It's a level 6 lancer.
Lancer.
Basically, it can be used as a blunt weapon.
And it's electrical?
Well, you can use it as a blunt weapon or a penetrating thrusting weapon. But yes, you can turn it on and it will electrify enough to recharge a battery or do an extra 3 points of damage to your target. If they suffer the electronic damage, then they are at a negative penalty to their actions.
All right. And the other one was the gun of some kind?
It was a ray gun. But it's used.
All right, well, I'm going to tinker with it, and if it looks like it could be recharged or do something like that, I might recharge it with the Lancer.
You can try to recharge it, or you can use it for spare parts to build new Numenera.
I'd probably use it for spare parts and a new Numenera.
Okay.
However you pronounce it.
Whatever, really.
Then I will go join Zephyr in checking out the object in the middle of the room.
And I'm just reviewing scans, so I know what I need to say. I need to let you know.
Do I need to pick a mystical, whether it's magical or mechanical?
What's that?
The mystical part of my jack. Is it both technology and magic, or do I pick one or the other?
I don't know. I would assume you would pick one.
All right.
I just don't have that book right in front of me.
Yeah, that's fine. I kind of got that sense too, and I would pick the technology side, so I would be more attuned to Numeras that are on the technical side than the magical side.
No, you get that opposite. Numenera is more magical than technological. It just has the appearance of cyberpunk stuff.
All right.
Okay. So you wanted to use scan?
Yes.
Okay, spin your points.
Step 2, down to 4 intellect. I need to rest bad.
Well, you guys can rest after this and start talking and comparing notes. It's a quarter after 11 my time. Are you guys good to keep going for a while?
For a little while, yeah.
Yeah, I can keep going a little while. It's up to you guys.
Yeah, we can finish this encounter. So do I need to roll something for my scan?
Yeah. Your difficulty is going to be level 7.
Oh shit. Well,
But you have Numenera, so that will take it down to a 6.
And that's good enough because I just rolled a 19, thinking that I just did it.
You rolled a 19?
I rolled a 19.
Oh wow. Okay. So you start to
I
scan this
learned all
thing.
the secrets of life.
Dude, it sounds like you're echoing really bad.
I'm sorry. I'm running out of power because I don't have a charger, so I had to sit back into my station. I'll lean in, see if I can do better.
Yeah, it sounds a little bit better there.
All right.
So,
If I lean in, it's okay.
okay. Um, you can't tell uh what kind of material this spiraling uh uh pyramid seems to be made of. Um, it's emanating energy. It's emanating universal energy. And you're having to take a guess on this, but you would go as far to say that it's a temporal energy source. Um, and as well as the last thing you find out about it is really the most impressive. If you interact with the artifact itself, this building can teleport through space and time to anywhere if you can make it work properly.
Interesting.
There's basically two circuits you have to activate, and then you have to make sure it's programmed for your location and wherever. Um, Congratulations, you guys are the only people that I've played Numenera with who have found an artifact.
How'd that happen?
How many times have
Well,
you played Numenera?
how many times have I played Numenera?
Yeah.
Oh my God, a lot.
And you're
I
the only
did
ones
a,
that have an artifact.
I did a short like 5 game ongoing with Numenera,
Yeah.
and at the end, unfortunately, everybody died.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought I was going to die
Um.
here.
Oh well, now you know. Um. So let me see here.
If I put my black mask on and look at it, does it change it at all?
All the lights and hues change when you put that mask on. But I mean, yeah, I mean, instead of that strange green, you kind of get a purplish blue.
All right, so it doesn't help make any more sense of what's going on.
No, not
Okay.
yet. I mean, it could be telling you something that you won't find out forever, or it might be an oddity that functions somewhere else.
I'll look
Okay.
over at Zephyr with the mask on, going, "Dude, this is really cool."
Concentrating right now. Don't bother me. this.
Buy one of these black masks. They're cool.
Okay. Like I said, I can keep going, but this is pretty much the end of this scenario. But there's
Okay.
still more. There's still more to play, of course. But you guys got 6 experience points, mostly from finding the artifact.
Neat.
All right. Well, we probably should rest up.
Well,
And Joe, you said your computer's dying down there?
well, I plugged it in now, but I'm upstairs, so there's more ambient noise, and I'm running out of power. Um, so it's just going to be a bother to you guys by me playing up here. So.
Well, it doesn't bother me.
Okay.
Yeah, you're sounding better, so.
All right. Well, then we can keep going for a little bit.
Okay. I would suggest spending the XP, of course.
So the question here, Cleon, is what do we do with this old man
I think I understand how to make this work, but it's going to take a lot of experimentation to actually fine tune and understand what to do with it. Uh, I don't. While I understand how it works, I don't know how to control it. Uh, I don't think these Aeon priests know much more themselves. But
Well, we could find out if the elder priest knows more. I do still have the injector.
that's reasonable to do then. Yes. We could get some more information to know what they've been doing with it.
So,
Eric, can you tell me what's the lore of the Aeon priests? Should we be afraid of them?
Yes. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
so if we get this guy to talk, we probably aren't going to let him leave.
Well, he wants us to leave.
Yeah, but I don't want him joining back up with the other priests and letting him know about what we did.
We let the younger survive. So,
Yeah, but as far as he knows, we may have died in the building.
Okay, guys,
Yeah.
real quick. I have to throw another GM intrusion your way. So that's an extra XP for both of you. However, Zephyr needs to make a intellect defense based ability check.
intellect defense.
Right. Your difficulty is going to be 5.
Is there any way to help with that?
Well, I need to roll a 15, but since I don't know what the attack is, I see no way to drop the difficulty. So I have to just take the 15, right? Right, Eric? I have no way to defend against it since I don't even know what it is.
Right.
Just a 15. There's nothing I can do.
Okay, I'm thinking. Okay, you have a skill that will help you with this. So that will take it down from a 5 to a 4 difficulty, which would be a 12. I can't remember all of your skills. But I know you have.
Certain disposition, trained hunches, social interactions. Basically, I'm an empathic person.
Do you have any?
Empathy.
Do you have any intellect defense?
What would that take a form of?
An actual skill.
I think there's one that actually says trained in defense, Joe.
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, give it a roll. I mean, that's the only thing I can think
this
of.
Is something that's happening to Joe magically?
What?
The artifact is interacting with me?
Pretty much.
Alright. I roll a 7. I'll use one of my experience points that I do drop it. And you just had an intrusion, so that's 2 points bonus, right?
Hey, can I give you a GM hint?
Yes.
You want to fail that. You want to fail this roll.
I did fail it. I rolled a 7.
Okay. Don't spend any points for it, okay?
Okay.
Basically, you look back at the pyramid, and your stream of consciousness literally goes from what you're seeing to things that you've dreamed about and flash back on different parts of your life. The most vivid one being the elder priest throwing around the telekinetics and you learning to time it to where you could actually dodge it.
Okay.
So in that, with the temporal energy that's coming off the artifact, you get a familiarity bonus. It is a static +1 bonus to all skills related to dodging telekinetics or dodging invisible blows, things like that.
While this is going on, I had the black mask on. Does the aura or colors spectrums change on the device?
Yes.
All right. I'm presuming I have ways to take notes, or try to keep a very mental note of this and
Okay.
store it for later. I'll decipher what this thing does.
Were you wanting to roll? I didn't hear.
Me?
Yeah.
I was just watching to see if it changed. I don't know if I need a roll for that or not. Because
Oh
I
no, it's a solid change. Usually when you look through the mask, he is a particular color. Now he's on the complete opposite of the color scale. Like if he was red, now he would be like blue or maybe
Color shifts.
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But
So
but
Nope.
yeah,
and
it's
I'm
basically
kind of figuring this out as it goes on because I am trained in understanding them.
Figure it out later.
Yeah. Basically, I'm just taking mental notes, and then I can compare notes with Zephyr later. And here's what happened when that happened, and there's a way
okay.
that we can reproduce that thing that so others can get a insight on something.
Okay. Then the artifact is going to be affecting you as well. Um, but you're going to get familiarity as well, and that will take the form of a +1 to skill rolls involving um, basically what a Numenera actually does. Like picking it up, looking over it, picking at it for a couple minutes, and you'd be able to discern what that Numenera device actually does.
The +1 to understanding, but not identifying.
Well, no, that's what it is. I mean, you word it however you need to, but it's a static +1 bonus whenever you're trying to figure out what a Numenera does.
All right.
And I can explain if you want to why I put that stuff on your character sheet. I basically gave you guys 1 free XP to basically show the power of the artifact off. Basically, during the encounter, of course, Joe's character was all about not getting hit by telekinesis, and he learned to avoid it. So now he has a permanent +1 on all efforts to avoid it. You've been talking, Martin. You've been talking about, making or gathering up the Numenera, seeing about, what could be used and what could be recharged and stuff like that. So the artifact responded in kind. Now you've got a +1 to making those skill checks.
Awesome.
Cool. So what do we need to do to recover, especially Joe?
Well, hold on. Before we need to do that, we need to solve the problem of the Aeon Priest seeking revenge against us. Using my empathy, will they remember us and come after us later?
What was that? I'm sorry. You said using your empathy, but everything else kind of like faded.
Knowing the Aeon Priest. I just don't know anything about them. Will they want to come after us?
They are all about understanding, collecting, and manipulation of all forms of Numenera. If you have something they want, they will follow you, and one of them eventually will be able to take it from you. That's that's the order's specialization.
Since I don't have anything they want, I just interfered with them a little bit. They're going to let us go.
Yeah. Hey guys, can we take a short break? I gotta take my dog outside.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Get you some drinks and stuff. I'll be right back.
Fantastic.
All right. Well, not too bad. I don't think I did too bad. So how'd they do?
I think you're doing great.
I almost get you killed.
No, you saved me.
Hey, we wouldn't have been in that position if we hadn't gone back.
Yeah, but you saved the story too, so I think that was great. So I'll be playing the timid one that gets pissed off. You'll
Well,
see,
yeah.
you can get me out of trouble.
I still haven't figured out a way to use the injector, though. But
It'll take time.
'cause I agree with you. I don't think the priest knows any more than we've discovered about he seemed more like a caretaker kind of guy.
Well, here's the problem that I'm worried about is this artifact uses time and space. There's no reason that I can't figure out how to master it with your help and go back to a time before they encountered us and steer it so that we avoid it or kill them before that happens so that we avoid problems with the Aeon priests.
Well, yeah, like you
need
said,
for us.
it's a little disturbing that they figured they killed us. Why did they come at us in the first place?
That's an interesting problem. So that's another reason that I'm not sure playing with time and space is going to solve our problems in the first place. After all, if they think they killed us, we're back anyways. Because they killed you in that building, but when you left, you came back to life.
Well, that's the other question is did they kill us somewhere else and then teleport and...
Well, they clearly told me they hung us from the rafters. And I believe they hung you from a rafter as well. Only they decided to keep your body for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if that would mean that the elder priest does have control of that device.
No, he clearly doesn't know that we were alive. He was surprised. So he doesn't. He may have as much understanding.
Okay, because then that leads me to my next question. Who programmed the building?
Oh,
Where are they? Because we only found 2 priests.
well, you don't know. We don't know how long they've been using this artifact. We don't know what age this artifact comes from. I don't even know how I tapped into it myself, but it worked.
Yeah, but the bottom line is it's here now. Where were the inhabitants if there were more than the 2 priests?
I don't think this is an inhabitant kind of place. I think this is a...
Okay, where was the crew? Is this a 2-man crew building?
Not knowing how this thing's controlled, I have no idea.
That's what but that's my point is, were there other priests? So if there were other priests,
That there's a rotating cabal of them.
because that, like the guy who just escaped, is he going to go get more priests and come back?
That's what I'm worried about.
Or was it like we were kind of speculating maybe it was just those 2?
I don't think so.
Because my concern would be where's the other priests that because something wiped that town out.
I agree with you. Well,
Also bringing the question of
suffering side effects because everybody that I interacted with that has interacted with this building was one way or another turned away. Is my mental ability to persist led me into a solution into getting into the building, and I think
so this is one of those where you see it out of the corner of your eye,
yeah,
but once you look at it or look away, you don't know it's there.
I think so because these people down in town, the ones that were most afraid of it, had visited the building. They just don't remember doing it. And there was this aura about everybody else that's breeding paranoia. So the building has a side effect that is doing something weird wherever it goes. Um,
Well, it
but
probably has an energy field surrounding it that, yeah, it's a amnesia field or whatever.
maybe, but the fact that I came up a second time and found you in the building, and I say second time because I don't remember the first. But clearly I did it one time before and got us all hung. So they kept,
Okay.
they let us go, and we came back, and I succeeded a second time. Only it went much better this time, and we both come back alive.
All right.
I think the AI and priests just want the building. They don't want help from us. Now that we know what's going on, we could leave this place. What do you think?
I wonder if there's any way to lock it up, or lock the control panel, or lock the door. Because if we leave and there's more priests and he brings more priests back, they're just going to take the building and go again.
Well, Joe's character did see how the door was opened, so he can close it, and to all the other people, it's going to look like there's no way in. I mean, it literally, the way that they were describing it to people on how to get in were nothing but rumor.
Yep.
It was trying to throw people away from actually figuring it out.
Yeah, because I would like to do our best to keep this technology now out of the priest's hands. I realize that's going to be awful tough, but
Well,
If you try and do that, you'll have a home base. I mean,
well, that's kind of my point. Is if we can learn to use it.
that's the thing, is will I be able to use it? I mean, I know what it does, I know, but I don't know if I can control it. If I can control it,
I think we got a little more time, and we can still interrogate the priest. Between the two of us, we can do a little more studying, since we're both.
well, then I'll tell you what we do. We use your truth injector. We wake up this old man, make sure he can't hurt us in any way. We inject this truth injector into him, get all the information from him, and then push him out that door.
Before we wake him up, though, that little beeping sound, the device. Can I tell if it's still active, or that's a one-time use also?
It was one-time use.
Okay.
All ciphers, unless they specifically say, are one-shot use.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take that off this person too, and then I'll use it for spare parts.
All right.
Well, we should strip him clean.
Hey, he can keep his clothes. I don't want to see that. So we'll bind him up, wake him back up, and to use the level 8 injector, that's a
level 24. 24 is your difficulty.
Yeah, we need to get that down.
Yeah. Zephyr can lower it down by one level because he has Numenera. He's trained in Numenera.
So am I.
So Joe will be the assist, because basically you can get 3 assists, and then you can get an asset. Are you spending anything on the activation? Are you spending any points?
I will use scan to identify that Numenera and maybe get some things about how to use it properly. Maybe that'll give me insight into helping him get the points down.
I have to be honest, I didn't hear any of that on my end.
Oh,
He's going to scan the device, the injector, to see if he can gather any more information that'd be useful on how to use it.
Yeah, he knows how to use it. Yeah. I'll give you an asset for casting that spell, which will lower it by another 1. So far we're lowering it by 2,
2 so far. So it's down to 6.
No, no. It's more than 2 because it starts with Martin's character. Okay. And he's he's helping Joe do this. Joe is actually doing this. So
Correct. And I do have actually a skill a connection, that when we work together on something, we get a +1 to die rolls.
okay, all right. So I'm just trying to figure this out. 8, 7, 6. The asset will lower it to 5. Okay, so your difficulty is set at 5. So you will want to roll that or higher, but whatever you roll, add 1 to it.
All right, so since Joe, you're the one who's actually doing it, you're the one that has to spend the hit points or whatever it would be, correct?
That's if he's putting effort into it. You don't have to do that.
Can I put effort into it?
I spent points for scanning.
Right.
Even though I'm just assisting, can I put effort into it and spend 3 int points?
Now it's still going to come out the same way. It's going to be a +1 to whatever he rolls.
Okay. So no sense spending points then.
So we need a 12?
No, I think we're at 5, so be a 15, wouldn't it?
Hold, let me recount it. He's got trainings, so that's 7, 6. The asset is 5. So yeah, it's difficulty 15 or difficulty level 5.
So we need
So
a 14 or higher.
you have to-
Yeah, +1.
Right, and then whatever you roll on the die, add 1 to it.
Okay, here we go. 17.
Is that with the +1?
Oh, 18 with the +1.
All right, we succeed.
Yes, you do.
The
Now-
17, no, 17's not minor, is it?
I see the dice rolls on your screen. Do you not see mine?
I do not see yours.
No, I don't see yours either, Joe.
How do you make yours show up?
I have no idea. I just clicked on the thing when he said, "Here's the app."
Are you using Dice Stream?
Yeah, I am. I'm rolling your dice. Dice stream.
Huh. I mean, I know it works for me. Yeah, I haven't seen a single die roll that you made,
Yeah, either have I.
but I'm not making a big deal out of it, you know.
No, yeah, well, I'm honest, so.
I mean, yeah. Did you click on settings, Joe? Do you have the mirror video on that?
I do have mirror video.
Because I have clear dice selection roll and the mirror video selected. That's it, aside from the colors. Well, I don't know why yours is not showing up.
Maybe because I don't have video on? Let's see if that changes it.
Well, I see it on the big screen. I just rolled a 5.
Yes, I did. So if I have my video on, it'll send it.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, there it goes.
Ready?
Perfect.
All right, so we succeeded at being able to use the injector on the priest.
Yep. So,
So, Joe, you want to question him?
Yes, I do.
well, he comes through, you know, and he's like, "Not you guys again."
Look, we need some information, and then we'll go. I've scanned your artifact, and I know what it does, and I know how it does it. I think I can even control it. I'm willing to share this information with you if you'll share your information with me so that we don't have a catastrophic event when I try to do the event. You're willing to share your information, and I'll share you everything I know about the artifact.
I guarantee that you don't know any more than we do. You think we didn't do a scan on this thing when we first came in? This is what we do. All
So
we
you
do
don't
is
know how to
kill you.
control it? What do you think this artifact does? Just tell me that.
No,
You
but
don't
it's
know
a
what it does?
stupid question because think of it from my point of view. I'd be giving information away if you're lying about you knowing about it. And I'm simply not going to do that.
Inject him again.
You can't. It's a one-use
I know.
thing. And he's telling the truth.
Yeah, he is telling the truth. All right, well, then I'll tell you what. I know that this building, this artifact, manipulates time and space. I can teleport to any time, any place I want. Is that correct? Did you know that?
Why do you think we stayed here so long trying to find out what this did?
Do you know how to control it?
Yes.
You want to share that information, and then we'll leave you. I'll share everything I know. You know that I'm aware of it now.
That doesn't mean I should tell you anything.
Then I'm going to be reckless with the artifact and use it myself, and I'll figure it out on my own, and I don't need you, do I?
If you don't want to die in the effort,
I've already died once and come back.
that is a neat
You think
trick.
you're going to be as lucky?
Do you know how that works?
I'm willing to figure out how it works. If you just tell me, I'll let you live.
I can't. I'm under orders.
I don't think we're going to get anything more out of them, Zephyr. They've been claiming they're going to kill us all the time. We're still standing here. Why don't we just kick them out and figure it out?
Do what you think you should do with him. I'm done with him. He's useless.
There's a booming voice coming from behind you. You turn around and you see three Aeon priests. One of them is definitely not human.
In the
It's
room?
huge. It's like 9.5 foot tall, easily 300 pounds, and it's him who spoke.
How big is the room?
What did he say? Can we understand it?
Oh yeah, you could understand it perfectly. Because he's just speaking the common language. But he says, he basically yells out, "Release him. He is important. If you want to know something, you'll come through me."
I'll release him.
You guys let him go?
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to talk to us, and we'll let him go back to wherever.
Okay. Well, the two other Aeon Guard priests pick up the Elder Priest and take him outside, where you're left with this.
Where did these guys come from?
I hate to say it, but I'm still having problems hearing you.
Can you
Turn
go
to
back?
the big guy and ask, where did he come from?
Oh. That's a good question.
And don't say your mother originally.
No. Fortunately, have.
I mean, how come I wasn't aware of them? Did they just show up?
Literally. Yeah, 1 second they weren't there, the next second they were. He says that he's from Malvik.
Malvik.
Yes, Malvik.
Well, I will talk to him. Sharing information is good for me. I'm more than willing to share what I know. I've interacted with the artifact.
If you've been able to interact with the artifact, well, I mean, why are you still trying to torture an old man to get information?
We're not torturing him. We injected him with a truth serum. We just wanted to know that he was telling the truth. He's been uncooperative from the very beginning. He's tried.
Why the hell should he cooperate with you? Who are you?
I am Zephyr.
Why are you here? Why are you getting in the way of official Aeon Priest business? I think that's an official. That's a very official question that should have been answered.
I've been trying to give that information, and he denies it. There's an after effect, an aura this building gives off that affects the environment it's in. And every time you move from one place to another, you affect the population where you reside. Go look at the village below, and you'll see
that is not true.
I'm going to look up at the big guy, and I'm going to tell him, listen, all I know is I was told I was dead. He pulled me outside the building. I was all of a sudden not dead. We came back in to see why I was dead inside this building because I don't remember doing anything to warrant my death. And this guy has been nothing but uncooperative and attacked us. I just was
He defended
trying to figure out what was
himself.
happening.
He defended himself. When we are actually in the process of collecting Numenera or artifacts, others should realize that we are Aeon priests and it falls within our duties. And that should be all they need to realize that they should not be getting involved whatsoever.
Here's the problem that I have, and I think you should feel the same concern I do. You tell me I'm wrong, that this building is having an effect on the population outside it. Why do you believe that to be just mere coincidence?
We were here for 37 years before something started happening with them. Our actions that we have taken in no way correspond with anything that has been happening in that town. We've done many experiments. None of them had any side effects. That is why I am here in the first place.
What type of experiments?
Wait, this building has been here for 37 years?
No. It was here when we first found it, and it came back. We ended up coming back several times. We were experimenting with the artifact and how to interact with it. So 90% of the time we were inside that artifact room.
So you're experimenting with an artifact, you don't know what it completely does.
Oh, no, we know what it does.
You just said you've been experimenting with it. That tells me you don't know what it does.
No. You're not listening. We know what it did. We know how it does it. We were simply seeing if it could do something else.
How many times have you tried to do this something else? Is this the first time?
No, this is the fourth time.
And are you sure that whatever you're trying to do is not having another effect?
I'm positive. The Aeon priesthood is not one to cause problems or interfere with governments or in anything like that. We are an outside agent.
Okay, so how long has this building been here at this location right now? this particular instance?
I think maybe a week.
A week?
I think. Actually, I personally don't know what I told you when the first session was, but it hadn't been there for that long.
Okay, but let me correct me and you remind me. How long has the village been affected the way it's been affected?
Now this is simply guesswork, but I would say
Longer.
maybe 3 or 4 years.
Okay. Okay, so I'm willing to believe you that it's only been here a week. That means you're not
This
affected.
time
And
it's
I
only been. We try not to stay in one area for too long.
Judging by what I saw, the gentleman we just released, I believe he had a time-altering device. Are you experimenting with time-altering effects?
We were experimenting with the artifact, and the artifact does, in fact, use temporal energy.
So what
If he-
might
if
seem like
he-
a week to you could seem like years outside of here?
No, that's not how the building works.
I see where you're going with that. Okay. Well, what I do know is that whatever's affecting the village out there has been going on for many years. And if these guys have only been here for a couple of weeks, maybe a month, they're not related. And I apologize for jumping.
We have come back here several times over the past 37 years, simply because the flow of temporal energy in this area is stronger, and we can get more of an after effect from that ritual, or from that arcane device.
Well, I was about to dismiss it as just mere coincidence, but now you're suggesting that there might be some effect that you were unaware of? This warrants further investigation.
No, I was saying we were experimenting with it, trying to get it to do more. You may not want to use the word experiment,
Well, I'm not trying to parse words with you, sir. All I'm trying to do is gain agreement between the two of us that you've not been here for more than 3 years. You've just recently arrived.
Yes.
So I've concluded that I made a mistake in accusing you to be the cause of the problems in the village, and I apologize for that.
There's no apology necessary.
Okay.
You felt compelled to help a situation, and you did as best you could. No harm came to the city. No one should say anything negative about your efforts here.
Go ahead.
But this building is officially part of the Aeon priesthood.
I have no problem with that.
I don't have a problem with you guys owning the building. My problem is, why did I die here? I have no recollection of why I died here. As you said, we were trying to help the citizens of this area, and we died in your building for what reason? You guys say you're peaceful. You're just doing experiments. I'd like to know why I died.
You've been here before. That's how.
Well, yes, but why did you kill us before?
No, you don't understand.
I'm listening.
Just because we've been using this place as a shelter and for a basement of experimentation, we haven't always been in use of this. We only have knowledge of it for the past 37 years.
So you're saying that somebody else killed us?
I'm saying that I don't completely understand your situation. However, the temporal effect of the building may imply some interaction with how you recovered.
All right. You say you know how the building works. Does the building have an archive or a history of the building?
No.
Well,
We have our notes that we've taken.
Release
That's it.
said he hung us. He claimed responsibility for killing us. Why did he do that?
When you came the first time, you were adamant about destroying the artifact.
Oh.
That's what we stand for. We cannot allow such actions to happen. It needed to be safely investigated. And quite frankly, you got in the way. You were politely asked over 19 times until we got to today.
Well, being the inquisitive type that I am, and knowing myself for all the years that I've known myself, I don't seem like the type that wants to destroy artifacts.
You
I
did
like to
before.
investigate. I like to learn what they do. I don't like destroying artifacts any more than the priesthood does. I'm just in search of knowledge, just like you guys. So I
There
understand
seems
why
to
all of
be
a
a
sudden
problem. There seems to be a problem then.
Yeah.
There seemed to be more one of you where we are. Because you did come in and you were adamant about destroying that artifact.
Whoa. Are you saying there's a doppelganger of each one of us?
or at least a possibility of it. Have you encountered this effect before where people have accused you of stuff that they don't have any recollection of?
No.
Something weird is happening. Either there's more than one of me about.
Most likely.
Where me again? I need to go look and see if my body's there. Am I the doppelganger?
As best I can tell, the you are now is you, if you get where I'm going metaphysically.
So will I find my body buried or not?
Most likely in several places, and not just here.
I'll accept that, and I don't want to go insane here, so I bid you adieu. I'm willing to leave.
Well, if we have your blessing, I will accept what you have said, and we will go on our merry way trying to find and explore new Numeras. We are on a quest for knowledge.
And clearly you're not the source of the problem of the village, and we need to look elsewhere.
Well, they may not be. The building might be.
Well, if they have any insight...
No, because that would be a connection that we would have found early. We would have discovered that early.
All right. Clearly, we have to look elsewhere for what has destroyed this village and caused the pain.
I am thankful that we met. I think you will be able to help us.
Well,
Go ahead, Zephyr.
I'm glad we worked this out, and I appreciate your respect. I respect you in return. If I can be of assistance in the future, I'll gladly help you.
Yeah, to show there's no grudge or ill feelings on my side anyway. I'm not going to speak for Zephyr, although pretty sure he feels the same way. If you need some help or we can aid, we're always up for it because we're always in search of more knowledge.
Well, there's nothing at this moment, but I think there will be something on the way, sometime close, that we will need your help. And I can promise you, the elder priest, Mosaic, will never be seen again.
Well, that's your call. We've done what we thought was what we needed to do.
I can speak for the priesthood.
We leave in peace.
I can speak for the Aeon priesthood with this. there is no negative feeling for the way you had to deal with Monac and his apprentice.
Just so you know, the apprentice is still on the loose. I don't know how you want to deal with that, but he did
We
make
already,
it out.
we already have trackers trying to find him.
So,
Thank you for your kindness. You have a wonderful day. I'll be on my way now.
One moment. And he pulls out what looks to be a little black box, yay big, kind of rectangular, and it has an obvious button in the center. And he just offers it out. He doesn't offer it to one of you specifically, but he says, should you find something that needs to be brought to our attention for anything, simply press this button. We will be able to communicate. And if you have need to go somewhere, we can probably take care of that too.
I look to Cleon. I think that puppy's all yours.
I'll walk up and graciously take it from his hand and tell him thank you. I'm presuming this isn't a one-time use thing, and we will, if we find something that we feel useful to your priesthood or beyond our means, we will certainly be.
Well, I would also ask that if you find dangerous artifacts or ciphers that offer up a lot of destruction or a lot of power, we definitely want to get our hands on those so we can lock them away.
We may be talking soon because something is disrupting the village down below, and I aim to get to the source of it.
Okay. I will leave you be.
I want to find out what happened that I died, and it seems like there's something big going on here, so I'm sure we will need this and it will come in handy for us. Thank you.
Thank you. And good luck on your search.
Thank you.
May your gods be with you.
He turns around, he walks out the door, and he disappears. As soon as he crosses that threshold, he's gone.
Wow. Let's do the same.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
All right, you guys get outside. It's a warm day, but it's a little bit humid. Everybody's pretty much acting, in a normal manner. Nothing really, catches your eye. It just seems like they're having a normal day. It's almost lunchtime.
The building's still there?
The building is still there.
All right, I'm going to pull down my black mask and I'm going to take another look at it to see if anything has changed from the first time we walked in.
It's got a light blue aura with like what looks to be like white veins or lightning strike pattern all across the front of the building and the roof.
Does it look like it's going in like those could be like power receptors or power flow?
No, it's a static image.
Okay. I will let Zephyr know this too. So
Okay.
take the mask back off and look at him. Well, chum, we're from here.
Well, I think we need to take a break here because it's midnight now, and wrap it up.
All right. What do we need to do so you can recover before we forget?
That's not going to be a problem because if you rest for one day and do nothing, you get 46 plus 4 points to restore. So, first stage is just a couple of minutes, and that gives you D6 plus 1 back. The second one is just a few minutes, and it gives you 2d6. The third one takes an hour or so. You get 3d6, and if you do all day, you get 4d6.
So the village has a place to stay, so we can just go stay for a day. Then when we meet up in 2 weeks, it'll be the next day.
Yeah, we can do that.
that sound good to you, Joe?
Sounds fine to me.
Experience points. I don't have character sheets for you guys, but I do like to know, where you spend your points, because that gives me an idea of the kind of stuff that you guys can and can't do.
Yeah, I understand. So I guess my total experience after all that you've awarded and I've spent is 11. And I'd like to spend a couple to increase my tiers, I suppose. So I need to find that again.
I was kind of listening when you guys were talking about, so I'm not 100% sure how to spend it all.
Oh, don't worry. Spending it all is not going to be a problem.
So
And you can do a lot with your XP.
Well, I've got 7. I'm thinking I'd like to spend 5 to get to the next tier, correct?
No,
You have to buy 4 of the advancements in order to go to the next level, basically.
4 for each point, so it's a total of 16 experience spent to go to up a tier.
Oh, okay. All right, so I got 7, and is it really worth spending any of it?
If you have XP that you can spend stuff on, spend it. Because if you have more than 10 experience points, we don't start playing until it's spent.
Okay. So if I spend...
I'm trying to find the XP now. Or Joe, were you helping him, or?
Yeah, I'm helping her as best I can, but
Okay.
Did I get anything for taking apart the ray gun and the time warp belt device?
Well, there's spare parts.
So just spare parts, okay.
You did get a free XP that has already been put on your character sheet.
Okay.
That was the +1 whenever you're tinkering around with Numenera.
I mean, is there a limit on spare parts, or you just say spare parts?
You basically have you have 2. Well, no, you're not counting the communication device. So you have 2 devices that can be scavenged for parts, and how many parts you can get from it is based off of its level.
All right, I forget. What was the ray gun? Was what level?
That was a level 5.
5. And the time warp device?
Are you talking about the artifact?
The beepy thing that I took off the guy's belt?
Oh, yeah, it's completely spent. It was level 9.
Level 9? So I can spare part that thing, right?
Yes.
Alright. So that's my 2 things that I have that I can turn into spare parts.
Yeah, and you literally, when you're doing spare parts and experimentation, all you have to do is get the items level. Okay, the easiest way to do that is with a skill, or you can get somebody to cast scan, but basically if you have a level 5 and a level 4 and a level 6, used ciphers, then you're adding, what was that, like 15? You would have 15 total levels to tinker around with. That's pretty good. That's pretty damn good.
Alright, I'll have to look into that more later. I just want to make sure I had it recorded.
Yeah, no problem. Um,
Because the spending 4 experience points to that goes into one specific thing.
yes,
Is that like the might, speed, or intellect, or is that actually going from trained to specialized?
it can do either one. Um, I'm trying to get to the damn. Give me just 1 second. $108. Jesus Christ. Finally. Okay. Come on. Yeah, they've got a lot of Numenera crafting stuff. Um, so you might want to get a skill there. Let me see here. All right. The character advancements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 things to choose from. And you only need 4. Four steps.
Mm-hmm.
So, you pick which one is best for your character at this time. The first one is increasing capabilities. You would gain 4 points to add to your stat pools. You can put those points anywhere you want to. The next one is moving toward perfection, and you add 1 to one of your edges. You can spend the XP to increase your effort score by 2.
All right. So I'm going to spend 8 points, 4 points to add effort, and 4 points to add edge to intellect.
The only thing I really heard was right there at the end.
I'm going to spend 8 points, 4 points for effort, and 4 points for edge in intellect.
Oh, okay. All right.
That
That
leaves
means that when you spend for effort, instead of getting a +1, you'll get a +2.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's how that works.
Okay.
And I think you guys should also should also look at the skills.
That's what I was thinking. Because you said there were some crafting skills.
Yeah, there are like 4 or 5 that you need for Numenera or standard items.
Yeah.
So eventually, you could take a lot of the different areas for just crafting, and then make them into Numenera. So you're not just working on the Numenera. You're working on the item from step 1 all the way through.
Okay.
Just a suggestion, though.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's where I'm going to spend my 4 points of experience is get a crafting skill. I just don't know which one yet.
well, there's Numenera crafting. They have 4. They have 4 focuses. One's for chemistry. One is electronics. One is mechanics, and the other one is transdimensional. Chemistry is how you get things like those telepathic pills and your injections. Electronics usually causes some kind of energy effect. Mechanics, of course, mechanical effects, or transdimensional, which can do pretty much anything. But yeah, you would need let me see here. You need Numenera identification, because you would have a +1 to that skill roll. Well, you'd have a +1 to that skill for any of these skills.
All right, I already have Numenera identifying trained. Would it
Okay.
be better to specialize that then?
Dude, if you want to specialize, I highly suggest it, because that's a +2 shift for the difficulty without having to spend any points.
That's probably a better option than crafting then. I guess that's my question. Is it better to specialize in identifying Numenera or get a crafting skill?
I would suggest take baby steps, get to where you're good at identifying them, and that way you know what you have when you take it back to your shop,
Okay.
which you'll need a shop. But believe it or not, I've got that covered. So Joe, did you
Yeah,
already spend your points?
all but 3.
Okay, well there are things that you can spend XP on that you don't have to have the full 4.
Right, what I'm looking for now.
Because you have short and medium term benefits and then long term benefits.
Those I understand, and I will probably use them if I find something that I could use
Oh, there's a lot of stuff you could use.
in our adventure as we go along. Because I haven't thought of a short-term benefit that I'd like to have yet. I'm not seeing the theme yet.
Okay. All right.
How much does it cost to take a skill?
I'm sorry?
To take a skill, how much does that cost?
Oh, come on. It takes 4 points to become trained in one skill.
Okay, well then I'll just hold on to my 3 for later.
Okay.
Thank you very much. It was very fun. Very interesting.
Hey, I have a blast with these games, and I apologize for being a little bit off my game today. I just haven't been feeling well, but
It happens all.
there's no way I'm gonna back out on a game unless I can't talk.
Oh,
So
We're all figuring it out anyway, so we couldn't tell.
so yeah, I'll post the edited video because we had a couple of people pop in here at one point or another to watch us play. But our next game, if we're sticking to the every other week, right?
Yes, I'll remind us through the chat.
Yeah. So Friday the 4th of September.
No, Thursday.
Thursday, the 3rd.
3rd. I'm sorry. I forgot it was after midnight. So my calendar is still yeah. My calendar's screwy. So it'll be on the 3rd. Getting together about 9 again.
Yes, 9 till 11. That's about how long my battery lasts.
Ah. Okay. Well, guys, I really appreciate you letting me run the game for you. I
hope
love
you
the
had
game.
fun. It was fun for me.
As long as you guys had fun and want to come back, then I feel I did a great job.
You did.
So
Yeah, I'll be back on the 3rd, but the 17th I'm on vacation.
that's okay. This is Numenera. Weird shit happens. So, well, like I said, I'll post this on, and hopefully I'll see you both on the 3rd.
All right.
All right.
Take care, guys.
You can grab other people that you want to play, or just play with us. I'm okay with either.
I'm going to take care of that too. So,
All right. Awesome. Thank you very much. You have a great time until next we see you.
all right, guys, take care. Good night.